Hello, good evening. Oh, could do with another light on in here, really, couldn't we? Hello, everyone. Welcome to Late Night Book Club, 10 p.m. rather than the usual 9. Ooh, it feels a bit mysterious. Um, it was simply that I got a last minute gig and I had to go off and do that and couldn't quite get back in time for 9 o'clock. So thank you very much for bearing with me with the change of time. There's also been another slight uh, change to proceedings in that my favourite husband, Tom, say hello, Tom.
Hello.
That's Tom's voice from just off that. I've also got Mackie Dog here. She's asleep though. I'll pick her up if she wakes up. Tom has hurt his back, haven't you, Tom?
I'm in lots of pain.
Tom's in a lot of pain, and so I have had to look after him today, which I've done quite well without complaining, really, haven't I?
Beautifully.
I'm not the world's most patient person when people are ill, but it meant that due to the extra gig and looking after Tom and sorting stuff off, I didn't have time to write the chapter and do everything else I needed doing today. So Tom has written today's chapter. How exciting! Um, Pretty much, Dirkus, yeah, he is basically in traction like a 1960s hospital sitcom. Like that bit in The Rescuers, you know, when Orville, Rescuers 2, actually, Down Under, isn't it? Where he's stuck on the thing. You're on a lot of painkillers and a lot of muscle relaxants, aren't you, baby? Yeah, he's not a happy bunny. But it does mean, as far as book club goes, we've got quite an exciting event. I haven't read it. I have no idea what's happening. Tom read the book today. Book is a strong word. The story today, tallied up your votes. I don't even know which vote won, and then has written today's chapter and and the ideas for the next chapter. So he's not going to be reading the chapter 2. No, Kiara, he is. Oh, I mean, you could maybe. No, he doesn't want to. He's just
I'm
here.
excited to hear you read it.
Yeah, I feel like you're going to have stitched me up.
No.
If you have, you're not getting any food tomorrow. so can Tom be the voice of Florence? I mean, maybe Florence speaks. I don't know. I don't really know what you've done. He definitely at one point asked me if there had been a character called Gary at any point. That's pretty much all I know. So hang on. Oh, I need to find it, don't I? There we go. There's my script. This is so exciting, Tom. What is going to happen? Chapter 10, is that what we're doing? No. Yes, it is chapter 10, isn't it? Also, I don't know how long it is. I didn't really tell you how long to make it.
I based it on how long the others were.
Ah, well done. You're so smart, babe. You're so smart. So with the whole family in hang on, where's Mackie Dog? You gonna come and say hello? Are you gonna say hello? Oh, you're so cute. Oh, sleepy baby. Hello, sleepy baby. Oh, yeah, okay, you can lie back down now. She's very confused because we haven't gone downstairs for a day and a half. Oh, good sleepy baby. Okay, right. So chapter 10, with absolutely no idea what is happening. Mackie Zorro says hello. We are gonna jump in. I had to run upstairs just now to get my accents book because I realized I'd forgotten that. Yeah, okay. Who did we add last time? We added the 3 boys. They were all Welsh, so that's fine. And the camper van thief is the queen. Okay, let's go. Leah looked from Harry to Florence to the back of Larry and Gina's heads as they rumbled down the road towards the abandoned quarry. We're going to the quarry, gang. Okay, this was mad, wasn't it? Just casually, well, that says causally, but I'm going to let you have that. I'm going to say casually. You could, thank you for writing it for me. just
I will shut this
casually.
stream down.
Well, you could log in and comment away. You could join in with the guys. Just casually popping down to an absolutely vintage murder location. What if you write better than me, though? That's going to be sad. Then you could do your own Tom Writes book and compete with me. Never mind, he's not talking to me now. This was mad, wasn't it? Just casually popping down to an absolutely vintage murder location to confront a mysterious blackmailer just one day after an actual murder had happened less than a mile away. But what choice did she have? Leah couldn't risk it. If these people really knew where her family were, Leah's mind started to skip through horrible possibilities, but was mercifully shaken free as the car came to a halt. Right, Larry. Larry is the French one. Yes. This is it, said Larry from the driver's seat. The road down is blocked to vehicles, but you can jump the fence easily enough. We used to come down here when we were. Oh, fuck. And then Gina is Italian. I can't do Italian. Now's not the time, interrupted Gina, laying a hand on Larry's arm. She turned her eyes to the back seat, concern flickering across her face. Are you sure about this? Uh, Not really, said Leah, but we've got to do something. Are you sure you don't want us to come with you? Asked Larry. Yeah, leave them in the car. It's fewer accents. It's just better. Harry is Welsh. You just keep the engine running, said Harry, trying something that sounded like it might be from a film. Not really. Terrible for the environment, but be ready for us to come back. Larry and Gina nodded. Leah and Harry nodded back. Florence decided to use this quiet moment to become furious with her own behind and spent 30 seconds chewing at her groin. Oh, you face that on Mackie. She gets so mad with her foof. When she was done, Leah and Harry stepped out into the night. Oh, it's so exciting. I kind of like not knowing what's happening, but then I'm trying to do the accents. I'm not really following the story. Why have you gone quiet? You're building dramatic tension.
I'm just watching.
The fence was easy enough to climb. Over for the humans, under for the dog. The track was not as precarious as it might have been thanks to the full moon, oh good setting, babe, and cloudless sky, as Leah, Harry, and Florence followed it winding down into the carved valley. I love it. Why is snorkeling happening in the chat? If Larry and Gina used to come here when I'm not so sure it's a good idea to leave them home in the car. Have you brought them to a dogging site? Filth. After a few minutes, they rounded a corner and Leah's breath caught in her throat. She heard Harry do the same next to her as they both took in the sight at the bottom of the quarry. There was the camper van, parked next to some sort of 4x4. Both had their headlights on, silhouetting three figures in the bright beam. Who are these three figures? He doesn't know. Leah squinted as the light hit her eyes, trying to make out the details of the faces. Right, an unfamiliar voice came from the bald head in the middle of the trio. So I guess you can choose between the letter voice or a new voice. So we've got bald man, bald quarry stranger, Geordie. Oh God. We've got Geordie. Indian I'm not going to do just because I know that one is one that sort of, a lot of people got bullied with white people doing that accent. So it feels like I wouldn't want that to trip somebody's day up. Swedish. Oh, that's retro, isn't it? There's another one for Geordie there. It could be Scouse. Get Tom to read him. I love that. Yes. Uh, what have we got here? Who else? What have we got? Okay, so Geordie is the winner. Right, we'll go with Geordie then. I can only do Geordie Sarah Millican style, though. I can't really do another Geordie one. So an unfamiliar voice came from the bald head in the middle of the trio. Hand over the dog, and you can take your van and this fella back to the village. It should be a deeper voice, though, if it's bald, unless it's like Gail Porter or, like obviously some women are bald, but it doesn't feel like that's the story you wanted to tell. Hand over the dog, and you can. No, that's not Geordie, is it? How do you do Geordie?
hand over the dog, and you can take your van and this fella back to the village.
That's it. Maybe I think Big Brother, deep in the Big Brother house, hand over the dog, and you can take your van and this fella back to the village. Before Lia could really process what was happening, the middle figure roughly shoved one of the others forward. As the pushed man tumbled to the dusty floor, the headlights picked out tied wrists and a gag on a familiar face. It was car leaning guy from the car park last night. Oh my goodness, that's Tim. Okay. And Tim was Northern, but different Northern to Geordie. All right. But that's Harry talking, so that's Welsh. Oh Jesus. How do you say Tim in a Welsh accent? Whoever it is. Tim? Tim? Harry's voice was full of concern. He always was good with names and faces, Lia briefly thought, as Harry knelt down to pull the gag from Tim's mouth. Why is Tim in the quarry? Like shit. Sorry, sputtered Tim. If I didn't tell them where Larry and Gina lived, they were going to go after me mum. Oh no, not Tim's mum. Lia was trying to process everything she was hearing. This at least explained how they knew where they were last night, but why? A tug on her right hand reminded her that Florence at the end of the lead was somehow part of all this. Right, Geordie, Big Brother house. Hand over, dog. No, that's Tim, isn't it? Hand over the dog, but in deeper. In the diary room. I can't do it now. Hand over the dog, the bald leader said again, or you'll go the way of dear old Paul. You killed Paul? Lia managed, surprising herself with the question. And me. The leader snorted a laugh. Who's the leader? Is that Geordie? That's Geordie. Yeah, okay. The leader snorted a laugh. Not according to the pigs. I can't do it. I'm just going to have to do it high pitch. This is the only way I can do it. We managed to convince Dean and the chef. No, Dean is the chef. We managed to convince Dean the chef to take the fall for that one. Bloody hell, it wasn't Dean. People are so tetchy when you threaten the lives of their loved ones. Yeah, they are. Wales. I'm from Wales. Why? No. Oh. One word. I can't do one word in Welsh. It takes a couple to get in there. Why? Harry asked, still kneeling at Tim's side. Okay, I'm gonna try and do. I wanted to know. No, it just goes. That's not. Is that
great.
Geordie?
That's great.
I wanted to know where you two were. He wasn't being helpful. Plus that voice. I think we were done with all that bloody voice. I mean, listen to this. What? The leader pulled something from his jacket pocket. For a moment, Lia thought it was a gun and flinched away. After a moment, accent soup, it just says in the comments. I know, this is a disaster. I'm so sorry. Lia thought it was a gun and flinched away. After a moment, there was a soft click and the whirring of recorded tape emitted from what Lia now realised was a dictaphone. Any last words? Came the leader's voice from the little machine. Oh, you fucker! What? Oh, is that whole paragraph?
Just keep reading.
Then Paul's distinctive twang rolled from the tiny speaker, and then there's loads. I can't. What was it? He was Scouse. I can't do Scouse very well.
Is it Paul's last words?
Yeah. Paul's how do you do Scouse? No, that's what's happening now. Hang on. Scouse. Paul Hollywood. Liverpool. Oh, right. And the Beatles. But that wasn't his voice, though, was it? Anyway, you're a monster. Scouse, you're a monster, and I don't help monsters. Those are good people you're after, and I won't give them up. I won't do it. Tom, this is so long. I was just 7 years old when I learned the hard way that some people are monsters. Charlie Bobble. Charlie Bobble, a proper bastard in the year above me at primary school. Who's doing this as their last words?
These are his last words.
You are not getting any food tomorrow. Good luck, you surviving this back pain. Charlie Bobble, a proper bastard in the year above me at primary school. He came up to me one lunchtime and told me if I didn't hand over me Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle backpack, he'd beat the living shit out of me. But I wasn't about to give up on Leonardo. I wasn't about to give up Raphael. I wasn't about to give up on Donatello. I wasn't about to give up on Michelangelo. By all that I hold dear, I wasn't about to give up on April O'Neil or Casey Jones. I wasn't about to give up on Bebop or Rocksteady or Krang or Super Shredder. I was so scared of Shredder when I was a kid. I knew in that moment, I knew I wasn't about to give up on Master Splinter. Master Splinter, most of all. Master Splinter, who taught me the ultimate mastering comes not from the body but from the mind. And I told Charlie Bobble, I told him then and there, put to his face, no, you can't have my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle backpack. How many painkillers have you taken today? Do you know what he did? He beat the shit out of me and took it anyway. That's when I learned what a monster was. Charlie Bobble was a monster, and so are you. How about these for last words? Cowabunga, dudes. Cowa fucking bunga. You are a full idiot. This is what you've been doing today. The silence was deafening. Leah wiped away a single tear. Why is Leah crying?
Sad is his last words. He's dramatic. It's dramatic.
Leah wiped away a single tear. Right, back to Geordie. Oh, bloody hell. Newcastle. This now I'm gonna say this one last time. The bold leader snarled, "Hand over the dog." He stepped forward, hand reaching towards Leah, and the lead she still gripped. As he did, his features came into view: ginger and grey stubble, acne scarring, an oddly small pair of round glasses sitting on a flat boxer's nose. I'm from Wales. "I know you," said Harry. He had always been good with faces. "Gary?" Well, that's why we know Gary then. Is that still Harry talking? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm from Wales. "You were there that day at the animal shelter. We talked about the fact we both got spaniels." Newcastle. "Turns out I got the wrong one," said the bald, scar-faced brute. Gary, apparently. Right, so who called Gary? Gary? Gary. Good to know. Florence's ears were back. Her tail was down. Leah suddenly found her voice again. "The wrong dog? I don't understand. I thought she was a rescue dog." "I'm from Wales." "She is," said Harry, bewildered. "But rescued from where?" Gary grinned. "That dog was owned by one Arabella Dewey before she died. And it has something that my boss here wants." Gary glanced to his left at the figure who had been silently watching all this play out. Still silhouetted by the headlights of the camper van. There was something about the shape of that head that was familiar to Lia, but whatever conclusion she might have been about to draw was interrupted by Harry, who stood up suddenly, bold as brass. It seemed he was going to stick to the plan. He wasn't about to let Florence go. From Wheels. The dog doesn't have anything, Harry bellowed. I bought the collar and the lead myself. Gary laughed humorlessly. Geordie, all right, why, dogs are microchipped. Some of those microchips are a little bit more complicated than others. The one in this bitch has the Arabella Dewey's family treasure coded into it. What? Florence growled, a low, threatening growl. Harry shook his head in disbelief. I'm from Wales. Who the hell is Arabella Dewey? Lia knew. Does she? How does Lia know? She would have laughed if she hadn't thought she was about to die. Was it really? Just a few days, I've just clicked, since she had been stood outside the library in the pouring rain. Yes, Stephen. Arabella Dewey, the only daughter of Godfrey Dewey. She'd been so close to leaving Harry that day, waiting for him in the downpour on the same patch of pavement she walked along every day. Godfrey Dewey, the only son of Melville Dewey. Are we libeling actual people here? That's soaking through outside the library, shouting her plans to end her relationship to a poster all about one man, Melville Dewey, the inventor of the Dewey Decimal System. Newcastle, clever girl, smirked Gary as he pulled a knife from his belt. Such a shame that you didn't just hand over the dog. There was a click. The dictaphone, not playing this time, recording. Any last words? Oh my God, Tom. Right. I mean, what the hell just happened? Yeah, I agree, actually, Den. I adore how this madness suddenly makes sense. Tom, you have turned spaghetti into straight lines there, and that is very impressive. Uh, right. Okay, so according to Tom, your options are yes, baby. Are you awake now? You go back to sleep. According to Tom, your options are what? Oh, your question is what are Leah's last words? Option 1, another lengthy speech about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Paul nailed it. Option 2, one absolutely amazing context-sensitive pun. You are an absolute fuck festival. Option 3, a weepy, blubbering mess of words that don't really amount to much. Or option 4, actions speak louder than words, baby. Well, I reckon I know which one they're going to go for. So those are your options. Another lengthy speech about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Paul nailed it. Option 2, one absolutely amazing context-sensitive pun. Option 3, a weepy, blubbering mess of words that don't really amount to much. Or option 4, actions speak louder than words, baby. And I'll put those in the description so that you can read them, because I know that there's a lot there. Thanks for joining me, guys. Thank you to our guest author, Tom. Thanks, babe.
You're welcome. I can't wait to see how it ends.
Well, we got 2 more weeks before Christmas to wrap this story up, and I feel like you accelerated matters massively. You are like Diesel on the fires of our story. Well done. So there you go. Thank you very much for coming or watching back later. If you watch in the catch up, you've got plenty of time to vote. So get voting. Thanks very much, guys. This has been lovely as ever. I always love this. And I'll see you next week. Lots of love. Bye.